lot of people say nursing school prepares you for the NCLEX and for exams. That's what they teach you for, right? But in the real world, your job is what teaches you how to be a real nurse in real life. Hey guys, it's Alicia and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to do a little chit chat with you guys on my Instagram and ask you guys some questions, things that you would like to know. Could have been nursing related questions, lifestyle, things about myself. Since I am new to my YouTube channel, I do want to let you guys, know who I am and see who I am. So yeah, I really tried filming this video outside on my deck, and it was too loud and my dogs were barking, and I literally live like near an airport, so like every 5 to 10 minutes there's a plane going by and it's just loud, and it didn't work. So I was like, alright, I would just film in my room, so whatever. Anyways, okay, so let's get into the video. So I will try to like break it down into like nursing questions first, because I have a lot of like nursing content questions. So the first question is, what was the hardest thing about this semester? So the hardest thing about this semester was that since I am in my second semester of nursing school, I was taking med surg, which is like adult health illness, and then OB, which is newborns and motherhood, right? So I think the most hardest thing for me, and I had to like really think about this until the semester was over, since it is summertime now and I'm on break, is that literally time management and making sure you're balanced with everything and always stay ahead no matter what. Like, I didn't really have a problem with this semester about staying ahead. I think it was just me like catching up, because for my program, it's kind of different. I don't know other nursing programs, but for mine it was like you would have to come to lecture, right? Quote unquote lecture. But the lectures that were for the topic, for example, cardiac pharmacology, right? We would come to that lecture, right? But it wasn't a lecture class like where they're teaching it to you. It was just like case studies or like class activities for you guys to practice on. But we had to watch a pre-recorded lecture of cardiac pharmacology before you came to the case studies or the class. So it's like you had to know the material or have an idea of it before you came. But it was hard because it was back to back to back to back. You would have to watch the videos, and those videos are like 2 or 3 hours long, and then the next day you would have to come to class, and you're like, whoa, like I have no time to like breathe. Like, for an example, I would have an exam for OB, right? And then my exams were like at 12 something. So after that, I would like to decompress because, I'm mentally exhausted from the exam and from studying from it. So then, like, just after that, it's just like the next day you're supposed to come to class for case studies or class activities for the lecture that was pre-recorded. You were supposed to watch 2 or 3 hours. And I'm just like I feel like everybody that goes to my program or like just goes through that in general understands like it's hard to do that. Like, yeah, you can think like, oh, after your exam you can watch those lectures, whatever the case may be, and then go to class the next day. But mentally it's not like that, because you just want to like decompress, or your mind's not going to be in the right mindset to retain all the information. So long story short, I just feel like it was just a little like overwhelming for me, and I feel like it just really messed with my time management and like balancing my time, because I just didn't have the time to like retain everything. And I think that's why I didn't like get everything, and it took me a while to catch up to things because I didn't understand it. I didn't have the time. So some people process a little slower or faster. But for me, I need to make sure that I understand the material before I start, you know, digging into things and doing test questions or, you know, activities for me to, like, you know, get it. So yeah, I feel like that was the hardest thing, was just time management and just balancing my time, because those two classes were together, like simultaneously, and it was just a lot. Like, it wasn't like first 8 weeks this, first then the other weeks of that class. It was at the same time. So it was like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, OB, med surg. And it was just very confusing. And sometimes even with the medications, they just tied in together, and it was just so hard. But yeah, nursing school is just a lot. Pretty sure y'all know that. The ones that go into nursing school, the ones in nursing school, the ones that are thinking about nursing school, sorry to break it to you, it's a lot, but just remember, you can do it if you put your mind to it. So next question, what is something you wish you knew before nursing school? What is something? The question is asking, what is something you wish I knew before nursing school? I think the thing that I wish before nursing school, like, I feel like before I came in, because, you know, you're doing your prereqs or your general education classes for for nursing school. So I feel like I had an idea of how it's gonna be. Like, you do your research, you see all these TikTok videos, YouTube videos, like how to prep for it, how it's gonna be expected, you know. And I feel like I kind of did prepare for that, but I think what I wish I knew was, like, how how stressful it would be. Like, I knew it was going to be stressful, but I did not think it was going to be like this mentally stressful. Like, I did not think it was going to be like this mentally changing for me and myself. So yeah, because it's just a big change and it's just a lot. So I feel like that's what I'm just really gonna be saying in this video. Dealing with nursing content is a lot, but I feel like that's something I wish I knew before. I feel like preparation wise, like books, supplies, I feel like I was kind of like prepared for, but I feel like I should have just, you know, been more self-aware about like how it would actually affect me mentally. But you can't prepare that. So I guess that's the answer to your question. So another question that kind of relates to the other one was, what's the hardest part about nursing school? I think just the mentality of like going through it. I can't really tell you how it is unless you go through it, you know, because it might be different for your process. So I just feel like what you can do is just go through it and then see how well you manage it, because, you know, like I said, everybody's different. I already told you about what the hardest thing is for me, and it's just me catching up and adjusting to the new things, because it's back to back. It's not like a time where I can just decompress. It's just like adrenaline rush keeps going. And I think like by like third or fourth exam into the semester, I'm burnt out, and that's when I start like messing up, because I'm mentally exhausted, I'm mentally drained, I'm burnt out. So I just feel like the hardest things for me is just catching up and just making sure that I just, you know, stay on top and then keep myself motivated, because for myself, even with my friends and my family around me, they know like how devastated I can get if I don't do well on a certain assignment or a certain exam, and it just really hits me hard. So I think like after those moments, I really need to, you know, get better at that and just see how, like, a different way how to cope with it and deal with it. Question is, what motivated me to become a nurse? My mom, she was in the healthcare field, and she actually motivated me to be a nurse. And her telling myself stories about like being in the healthcare field and how she like works with people, with patients, it kind of like motivated me, because one, I really like caring for people, and I just like seeing the difference of people when they actually do feel better with things. And I just always had like a passion for it, and I never changed it. Like, I don't think I could be anything else. Like, I think I could do something in the healthcare field, other than nursing, but I don't think any other like occupation, like people do hair, I could never. People do like tech stuff with computers, IT, no, could never. Like I just had to be hands-on with people, and I just really like caring for them, and I just like making a difference with them and making sure that they're okay, because I have a big heart for people, and I just want to make sure that, you know, they feel better and they get better. How is it being a nursing student? I feel like I'm kind of like answering the same question over and over again, but being a nursing student, I love it because I actually am learning the material. It's not like I'm in my general ed classes and I'm just learning about bio and cells and, you know, all microbiology stuff, and that's boring to me. But like for the nursing process and everything going on, I love it so much because I'm actually learning it, and I would be actually be using this in real life. It's not something that I would learn and I would forget and not use it ever again in my life. So that's what I like about it, because I'm learning something that I want to know and that I'm interested in, and it makes me feel good about how well I'll work in the future. I like how like nursing school tests you, because I know a lot of people say nursing school prepares you for the NCLEX and for exams. That's what they teach you for, right? But in the real world, your job is what teaches you how to be a real nurse in real life. And when I thought about that, I was like, wow. So it's my second semester, like I said, and I'm just coming into realization, like nursing school, they're teaching you how to test well for your exams and for the NCLEX. And that's what it is. And I'm just like, wow. It's not how well you do in clinicals. It's not like that. It's about your knowledge and your critical thinking of being a nurse and how well to do it. Remember, you picked the most right answer for your exam, and it's hard to do that, but in the real life, you just have to think like that. But I like being a nursing student. I like how it tests me and challenges me personally, and the people around me, because when you're in nursing school, you are a different person, and it changes a lot. You're gonna lose friends, you're gonna make friends, you're just gonna change everything. And it's just like a worldwide spin. So I like it. I really do like it. It's beneficial for me because it's something I want to do. It's not something like, oh, I'm not sure about what I want to do in life. Like, no, I'm in it. No backing out now. So the question that I'm going to be doing for nursing questions is inspiration and tips you would give to your students to be nursing students. So for the people that are in pre-nursing right now, I would say, number one, for me, please take all the time right now for your freedom, for your sake, working. Do all of that right now, because when you're in nursing school, you will not have that time to be just having, you know, freedom, working a lot. No. I literally work part-time right now, and it's a struggle being a full-time nursing student with part-time. Like, I know some people in my school, they're like, you work? I'm like, yeah. They're like, why? I'm like, I got bills to pay. What you mean? Like, but I would just say literally take the time that you have right now with your friends, your family. If you're working, work as much as you can. Save up that money before you get into the program, because you will not get that time back. Unless you're really good at managing your time, but I would say it will be a struggle for you guys. Like, I know some people in my school, they're like, you work? I'm like, yeah. They're like, why? I'm like, I got bills to pay. What you mean? Like, but I would just say literally take the time that you have right now with your friends, your family. If you're working, work as much as you can. Save up that money before you get into the program, because you will not get that time back. Unless you're really good at managing your time, but I would say it will be a struggle for you guys. Also, don't doubt yourself, because I know a lot of people say it's so hard and, you know, you can't do it. But don't think like that. If you really put your mind to it and you're dedicated of doing it, this is what you want to do in life, you can. Because you're going to have that mentality. Manifest it. Speak into existence. Say, I will be a nurse, and I know this. You got it. That's what I say before every exam. And before I click that little bar take test, I say, I know this material, I prepared for this material, and I got this. Because if you speak into existence, you know it, you got it. You know, if you're gonna say, oh, I'm gonna fail, you might fail, you might. I'm not gonna say you're gonna fail, but it's a negative like mentality. You don't want that. So I would just say, don't let these people, outsiders, get to you and say that you can't do it, you're not good enough for this, but you can, because you can do it. Put your mind to it, dedicate yourself, plan everything out, be organized, and make sure you have good time management. Inspiration wise, you can definitely do it. I would just say, like, don't listen to the outsiders. Keep doing what you want to do, because you are picking the right field. We need nurses. You know, there is a worldwide nursing shortage in life, even though they're still making us do nursing school, which is a scam. But it's like, there are people out there that need us, and you can do it, and I know you guys can do it. You have the right mentality and heart to be doing this, because all of us, you know, this is not easy. If it was easy, everyone would get it. Like I said, if it was easy, everyone would get it. Don't do that. Don't take this as a negative way. I'm going to be upfront with you guys. I'm not going to be like sugarcoating anything, because I want you guys to understand the real life of how it is. Like, I know there's influencers out there that make it look so easy, so aesthetic, because that's what it is now. Like, there's nursing students that are aesthetic and, you know, have this and that. Like, some people don't have that, and it makes it hard for people to really think like, oh, maybe I need this to, you know, pass nursing school, maybe I need that, maybe I need this. You don't need that. Do what you want to do, and make sure you know your own process, and don't look at them, just focus on you. That's all you can do. So, but to those nursing students, pre-nursing students, you got this. You definitely got this. Don't let no one tell you otherwise, okay? Because we need you, I need you, and I need myself too. These study tips. So I will say this now, everybody studies a different way. Everyone studies a different way, because in nursing school you will need a study group, but you need to find those right people that study the exact same way as you, or everyone does a different thing, but you all can come together and mutually agree with everything and come together, and it will be better for y'all. So the way how I study is that I learn the material, I watch the pre-recorded lectures, and I you know, take notes from the PowerPoint, because I have an iPad and I have good notes, so I just, you know, write notes on the side. And then honestly, I feel like every nursing student can agree with me with this. Those little lectures, they don't help, because you're not retaining as much from them talking too slow or too fast, or you're just not getting it. For me, I'm a visual learner, so I need to be watching like mnemonics, videos, something like to, you know, get my mind engaged to understand it, not just some boring PowerPoint video of them talking in the background. Like, that would definitely not help me. Simple nursing, and I know it's expensive, but if you could find someone to, you know, split up the money with, and then just pay one account and just use that. That's what me and my other friends did, and it definitely helps. Simple nursing really helps. Like, they have videos, they have study guides. This is not sponsored, but I just want to say, like, simple nursing really does help, and he really be getting me. He really helps me. After I watch those simple nursing videos, I'm like, okay, I get it a little bit. And then I go on my whiteboard, I start writing, and then I try to remember, I try to say it in my head, I erase it, and then I jot down, like, I brain dump on it without looking at my notes or anything, just because I know all based off memory. So that really does help me. What else do I do? For med surge, I did templates of like how the process would be, like for a disorder, such as like you would have the disorder, you would hit the patho of it, signs and symptoms, diagnostic tests, treatment, patient teaching and education, and priority like care plans or whatever. So I fill that out, and then I kind of like, you know, do the same thing. I erase it and I go back, and then, you know, I keep doing that. And I would say like two days before the exam, I do test questions. So I'll find like questions off Simple Nursing, they have some, or in your book for nursing school they should have like test questions, or ATI. I'm not sure what other programs do, but for my school we do ATI, and I just do test questions on that. So those really help, and those are my study tips. I know everyone is different, but it helps me. And for a visual learner especially, I am not a auditorial learner. If I hear something, I'm not gonna understand. Like, I blank out every time when someone talks to me, so I'm just like, yeah, that's not gonna help. So yeah. Okay, so now on to like more of the lifestyle questions, you know, questions about myself, or just like questions you just want to know in general. So the first question is, what am I most excited for this summer? The most excited thing for the summer that I would say is just relaxing and being on break. Like, doing 2 semesters of nursing school back to back with only like a month of winter break, that's literally nothing. So I guess like this time, just relaxing, like hang out with friends and family, just having that freedom of not thinking about studying and doing everything. It's just too much. So I'm just ready for that, and just going out and having lots of fun. And I do go on a big trip in the end of June, so you guys will definitely see that. I'm not gonna say where yet, but I literally cannot wait, and I'll be there for like 2 weeks. You guys are gonna get lots of vlogs too for that one. Next question is, any favorite shows or movies that I've seen recently or like? One of the most, I would say, good shows that I've seen recently is Queen Charlotte on Netflix. It's like the story about Queen Charlotte and Bridgerton, and I didn't watch season 2 of Bridgerton just because it looked lame, but the first season of Bridgerton I really liked and enjoyed, but I did not expect it to be that good, like, or pop off like that. Like, it was so good. Like, y'all better watch it, because I don't know, and it was just like so sentimental, like really good. Like, I feel like maybe if you did watch season 2, it would make more sense to see like how the queen and king's relationship were, but I didn't watch it. But I saw like clips of it, of like YouTube, of like how it relates, because it's her story, it's her backstory of how she grew up and, you know, how she became queen. So I definitely do recommend that show. Next question is my favorite place that I've traveled. I haven't really traveled anywhere spectacular recently, but growing up I did go on a lot of vacations with my family, and we did do a lot of cruises. So I think one of the most like beautiful places I've ever been to was St. Thomas, and it was so beautiful there. Like, it was a long time ago, but what I can remember, like, the water was so warm and clear, and it was just a great vibe. Like, I just loved it there. So I think that was like one of the most places I've traveled. I've been to some quite a few places, but I would say that would be the most beautiful place I've been to, and I liked it very much. Next question is, do I cook, and if so, what's my favorite thing to cook? I do love to cook. I tell people this all the time. I said if I did not want to do nursing, I would be like a private chef. I'm so serious. Like, I love cooking. It really like helps with my stress and anxiety. Like, I like decompress with that just because it enjoys me so much. Also, my mom taught me how to cook, so whenever I cook, it just makes me think of her, and it just makes me feel like I'm just like cooking with her, and I just love that feeling. And she taught me everything, so it's like, and her food was so good. So if her food's good and I know how to make it, like, of course my food's gonna be good. I'm not trying to brag, but it definitely is like a good thing for me. I love cooking, and it just really helps me like decompress, and, you know, I just really put like my all into it because I just want it to, you know, taste good. So one of the things I do like to cook, and it's like my favorite, is steak. If you know me, that's like my favorite food ever since I've been growing up, is steak. And I think that's like one of my like specialties, is steak, like homemade mashed potatoes and like green beans and or asparagus. Like that would be like my meal for my steak dinner. And then I would say like for one of my other meals, I would do like a smothered chicken. I would have like some chicken thighs, and then I would season that up, and then I would cook it, take the chicken out, I would shred it, and then put like chicken broth in it, make a little sauce, like a gravy kind of, with the chicken, and then I would put over some white rice. So good, so good. If I make it, I would definitely try to make a video for you guys, and y'all see how I be getting down in the kitchen. Like, yes. So I do love to cook, and if I wasn't gonna be a nurse, I would definitely be a private chef, or like, you know, I don't know, a catering, I don't know, some type of chef, or making food. So next question would be, what is the most favorite memory of my dog? So for you guys that don't know, I do have a golden doodle. He's 2 years old, and his name is Reese, like the candy, R-E-E-S-E. And I love him. Like, he's like my second-hand man. Like, he follows me everywhere. He's just my mini-me. I just love him so much, even though he's a dog. But he just understands me so well, and I have such a strong connection with a dog that I've never had with any dog I've had in my life. And I think it's because like I actually like raised him when he was 8 weeks old to like now, and I've seen him grow. But yes, I love him very much. I'm pretty sure you guys have probably seen him in one of my clips in my video. But one of my favorite memories of him, I think, is when he was still in his little puppy stage, and he couldn't go up and down the steps in my house yet, so I would have to like pick him up every time we went up and down the steps. So I think when he was about 14 weeks, I believe, 12 or 14 weeks, in between that time, I saw him go up the steps by himself, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like a mom, like their newborn or baby is just like doing its first steps, and I'm just like, my baby is going up the steps by himself. Like, I love that memory, and it just makes me feel like a proud like dog owner, and it just makes me see like he's actually growing up and he's getting bigger. Like, if you guys have a dog or any pet that you've raised from like a baby, you know that it feels like your own child. Like, that's how it feels, especially raising it too. Just the puppy stage is a lot. It's a lot, but it's worth it. Like, you see like your own little baby grow up, and you know, now it makes me want another dog. But I will get another dog once I move out, because I have no room, especially him. He's big now. He's a lot. He is so much. So actually, I'm gonna go get him now so y'all can see what he looks like. This is Reese. I had to bring a treat for him to come. Like, literally, look. Reese. Look at him. He wants it so bad. Here. But that's him. He's my baby. He's my baby. He's like, can you get off me so I can eat this joint? Alright, go ahead. But that is Reese, and he's my baby. He's my everything. Like, he's just everything for me. So now my other dog is barking. The advice that I could think of right now, just make sure you just have someone that genuinely likes you and cares for you, and they're just not going to treat you like a dog, and they have the same interests as you. They want the same things. And make sure you guys have an open communication and honesty. I feel like that's the most important thing, is communication and honesty in a relationship, just to see that you guys are both on the same page, and that will definitely like help y'all relationship out, and seeing like the things that you guys could do better, or you know, help y'all situation if you guys are going through something. Alright, so that ends up the rest of the questions of this video. I did like doing this little chit chat with you guys and having you guys get to know me for who I am and knowing some of my nursing related content and how that process is going with me and myself, and getting to know me with some lifestyle questions personally about me. I will do a separate video with me and my boyfriend, and you guys can ask us questions, and you know, we'll let you guys know about how we met, because majority of the questions that I did have from Instagram were about me and my boyfriend, and I was like, damn, y'all just nosy. Y'all nosy out here. But I would do like a different and separate video for you guys, so definitely stay tuned for that. But thank you for watching this video. I will definitely do a part 2 series later in the future, and thank you for watching, and you guys will see me in the next video. Bye.